Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chronic Happenings, episode number 3. This is the return of the Red Eyes. I am your host, Bumbershoot, and I'm here with the licking lizard himself, Mr. Dank McPuffins. How you doing, Dank?
I am doing well. How are you doing, Mr. Bumbershoot?
I'm fucking stoned, man.
Then you must be doing well then.
I'm doing all right. How's life been treating you, bro?
Been going pretty good, pretty good.
Fucking on the green side of the grass, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. All right, yeah, well, quick check in. Been smoking any good weed lately?
Yeah, me and old lady, we've been smoking 9 pound hammer lately.
Nine.
It's a good indica.
9 pound hammer. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a really
Sounds
good
like-
indica. You
Sounds like it
smoke
put
it
out by
and-
Ron Jeremy, man.
Yeah, you smoke it and it feels like somebody hit you with a 9 pound hammer, man. You just feel good, man.
You
Just
smoke
relaxed
it,
and-
you smoke it and hit the old lady with the 9 pound hammer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, good. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Cheers and jeers, I think we call it this week. I want to add that because I actually have a jeer this week. So, but I want to do a positive sandwich. Start with a positive. And then I have a negative that I'm gonna slip in there. Just kind of throw my meat in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll end with another good word. I'm not throwing out any sponsors yet. Again, fucking the right price. Your name goes here, brothers and sisters. But yeah, so throw us out a positive, a cheer, a cheer, a jeer, a cheer sandwich.
Just like something I've tried that I like.
Something you're trying that you like.
Okay. Yeah. One thing that for a while I never really had a big care for were the edibles because it was hit or miss.
Hit or miss. Okay.
But I found these gummies. Company's Marmas, Marmas,
All right.
and they're at the little shop I go to, obviously. But they have a lot of different. They have it either THC or CBD, whichever one you like, which I like. Sometimes I just want a little CBD.
Yeah, man, that makes you feel good. Indica and the couch, right?
Yeah. And then, but they have all kinds of different flavors. The flavor I like, I know you're gonna hate it, but pineapple's really good.
Fuck it, I knew you were gonna say pineapple. Go ahead. Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
really good. But they also have
Fucking
a
pineapple.
sour watermelon's really good. Peach is good.
I love sour watermelon now.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good flavors, and it's a really good thing. It takes about
Fuck pineapple.
maybe about 20 minutes to kick in. So
Okay.
I mean, it kicks in kind of quick for a gummy. I've had other gummies that take longer to kick in, but
Cool.
yeah, get you. It's a decent little start there. I usually have one of those about half an hour, about the time I'm starting to get the kids down for bed, and then by the time they're asleep, it's kicked in decent. Then I go and smoke a bowl of a good indica, and then go to bed myself. So it's a nice little pre-funk gummy.
All right. Well, like I say, now I'm gonna throw again the jeers of this being that I actually have something negative I want to say about something this week. I did learn something, and I'm hoping this is a message that I can pass on to others. And my jeer goes to, I guess I should just say the name of the company. I mean, hell, they need to know what the issue is, right? There's a place called the Pot Zone in Port Orchard, Washington, and this was something that I was kind of experimenting a little bit. I'm not a common customer there. What it was, I occasionally will hit through the area, and when I'm through, I stop at new places. And I went into the place, and I asked a simple question. I said, you got any quarters? So 7 grams for under 30, right?
Yeah.
Because this definitely a deal that I do know several places I can get that price at, is market value. Now, upon this, the young man that was behind the counter he kind of laughed and said, "Oh, that's unrealistic, blah, blah." And then he turned to his manager, and his manager pointed to the bottom drawer. All right, and pulled out this thing, and I left it in the other room there, so I brought it out. I was gonna say it, and she's like, "Oh, this will go for 24." And I was like, "Oh, all right, I'll try it." Now, here's what I learned on this, and this is the important lesson, and it has to do with harvest dates. Okay, now currently in the state of Washington, when you do buy marijuana at a retail market, you get it in a sealed bag, and the information you get is very limited. It's limited to the information on the sticker itself, right?
Right.
So we all understand the basic concept of, oh, look at the higher, THC percentage, the CBD percentage, and, I think we've explained that before, right?
Right. Right.
Now, an important thing to realize, though, is the harvest date. And the harvest date, it is a requirement to be on every label of retail marijuana. And what you have to realize is that the potency that's reported on the label is in the prime seasoning of the marijuana. Now, marijuana starts losing its potency after 6 months of storage, even in ideal conditions, and then after 1 year, the potency itself, the trichomes, the oils, have basically just evaporated, and that's why you get that dry, crumbly, and there's actually very little potency to it. So, the experience I had was I was sold, this quarter for 24 for, it really wasn't a great deal. As I say, I do know several places in the area that 7 grams for $30, you get something that's still in that premium time limit. And, this place just wanted to say, hey, no, not cool. You sold something that was outdated, and wanted to let our people know that, the folks that like and subscribe, this is valuable information. When with the information you get on the label, harvest date's important. Look for something that's been harvested within the last 6 months, because that's the prime seasoning for the potency on marijuana. Aha. See, learned something this week.
Yeah, and I kind of came across the whole harvest date thing myself just through trial and error, because I tended to notice that I'd get a strain, and sometimes it'd be a lot harsher than another time I would get it. And so I started checking the harvest date and noticed that, like, the older it is, it kind of tended to be a little more harsh. Because, all the good stuff's evaporating out and everything.
Yeah.
So that's something I definitely check now.
Yeah, so, basically, if it's over a year old, don't buy it. That's not good anymore.
And one of the things I look for in a good bud tender when you go in to get some marijuana is, you're looking at the menu, you see the strains, you see the potencies. You tell them what you want. A good bud tender, always bring over at least 3 packs of the same thing for you to look at it.
Yeah.
So you can visually inspect it, check the harvest dates, that sort of thing. And if they only have one, they'll say this is the only one I have in. But, a lot of the places I go to, man, they're always really good about giving you, 3 or 4 packs, and you choose which pack you want instead of just getting.
Right, it's valuable information, Like I say, these are important things to look for when you're buying recreational marijuana, which, is...
Yeah, it's not like when you used to have to buy a dime bag off the street.
Yeah.
You're now in control of what you get.
Or through the damn...
And that is what is really awesome about the way this is set up.
Yeah, like I say, it's not like when you're having to buy a dime through the drive-thru at the Taco Bell, That's, you never know what you're going to get. And I'm going to talk about this later. I think this is something I want to share. It's a personal story about... this is a positive, cheer for the state of Washington, the states that have legalized, and it's something that, touches home. I recently had a nephew that got in trouble for, he was selling heroin, and he killed somebody, and it was, like I say, the kid's in major trouble now. And I was thinking about this, this is something that, whenever we did have to buy stuff from the drive-through at the Taco Bell, these were the risks that were real back then. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what's laced with what. Now you walk in, it's a safe environment. Cheers to the people that are helping us out. Another positive, I want to make it a triple fucking decker positive goddamn cheers and jeers sandwich here, man. Another positive I've seen is a lot of the retail places throughout the Tacoma area are now being able to use debit cards and credit card machines. So again, making it safer for consumers. You don't have to carry wads of cash in there. Fantastic, man. What do you think about this? Is this something you're seeing over in your area?
I mean, yeah. I see a lot of the shops are starting to get their own ATMs in it. I mean, at first there were a few that had them, some that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm seeing that's becoming a lot more common thing. And I mean, that's just good safety for your customers if the ATM's in the lobby.
Well, as I say, I'm going to keep an eye on that now, and if that changes, I will let the folks know. As long as you like and subscribe. This is Chronic Happenings, episode number 3. I am your host, Bumbershoot, with Lickin' Lizard, Dang McPuffins. Oh yeah. Go ahead, say. All right. So, what's the news of the weed this week, brother? What's going on?
A couple of interesting things happened this past Friday, which was 420. Governor Jay Inslee here in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
He went on Bill Maher's show.
All right.
And was talking to them about weed and said, quote, "I can honestly say we've got the best weed in the United States of America."
Huh. That's interesting.
Our governor likes our weed.
Well, that's good, That's one thing that, I'll be honest, whenever I'm out and somebody tells me, hey, try this, I've got the best weed, I usually agree with them, man. I'm like, that is good weed.
Hey, even shitty weed's better than no weed, so at the moment, even shitty weed's the best weed if that's all you got.
Yeah, you know what the best type of weed is, don't you? Free weed.
But, I will take, I've only smoked weed in a couple of different states.
Mm-hmm.
But there is somebody who I have heard talked about smoking weed all across the U.S. and seems to think very highly of the stuff that we have here in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have both seen this man.
Oh,
Kevin Smith.
There you go.
Yeah, good old Kevin Smith.
All right. Silent Bob, yeah.
Yeah, we've had the opportunity to see him twice for his evening with Kevin Smith's stand-up stuff. And he's always pretty happy with the stuff he gets in Washington. And if anybody knows weed, I'd think Kevin Smith knows weed. So
yeah. That would be one thing I would really enjoy doing, is to go state to state and try all the different buds. And
by the way, him and Jason Mewes were in Seattle on 420 for a show. So
yeah,
I mean, he came to Seattle for a show on 420, so I think that says something for our weed.
That is very true, and I'm glad he survived the heart attack, and I hope to see him again one day, even though sitting through a 4-hour show is fucking ridiculous, man. We saw him for 2 hours, and he answered 2 fucking questions. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he's a bit of a chatty Cathy, but he's very entertaining. So.
He's hilarious, man. Very good, very good. All right, cool. Here's a little piece of the weed world that I wanted to ask about, and I thought it was very funny. Did you hear about our ex-Speaker of the House, Mr. John Boner?
Yes, I was going to bring that up in one of my other stories.
Okay, well, let's talk about Mr. John Boner, who during Speaker of the House was, a lot like, most Republicans, anti-weed, anti-drugs. And now he's been out of the office, 2 years?
A little bit longer than that, I think.
And then all of a sudden he's on the board of directors for a fucking pot shop?
Yeah, no, it's not a pot shop. It's Acreage Holdings, which is a from what I read, a multi-state cannabis business that wants to make pot available to any patient who can benefit from safe and reliable access. So it sounds more like they're kind of not really a lobbying group, but kind of like that at this point.
Either way, it's a big fucking
Yeah.
change in attitude.
Right. And as of 2009, he was on record saying that he was completely opposed to legalization, but now says his, quote, thinking on cannabis has evolved. I'm convinced descheduling the drug is needed so we can do research, help our veterans, and reverse the opioid epidemic ravaging our communities.
Yeah.
End quote.
You know, and
That's a big turnaround.
that's a huge turnaround, but it's a good turnaround. I mean, that's the attitude we need in the world today. I mean,
Yeah.
it really does say, hey, you know, and what he's saying are all true things. You know, it really does help with the opioid crisis. It really does, you know, need to be decriminalized. You know, it was just that simple. You know, hey, legalize it, man. Legalize. Go ahead.
So the other last story I have, big weed story.
Big weed story.
On Friday, 420,
420.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer
Mm-hmm.
introduces a bill to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level.
It's on its way, brothers and sisters. Here we go. Here
And
we
the
go. Raise
bill-
your hands to the heavens. Hallelujah.
The bill would allow states to set their own policies on marijuana without federal intervention
Fantastic.
beyond. The
Beyond.
only thing the federal would get in here is preventing the flow of marijuana to states that haven't yet legalized it.
All right. So,
So-
if you want to legalize it, you can legalize it. If your state don't want to legalize it, you can't be running drugs back and forth.
So for
between the
now,
state borders.
for now, if this bill passes like that,
Yeah, man.
Washington's cool with weed. Oregon's cool with weed.
Cali's cool.
Cali's
with
cool
weed.
with weed.
Nevada's cool.
So
with
you can
weed.
take your weed from Washington and drive down to Cali. You'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
You shoot over to Idaho, where I don't think they have legal weed yet. You're in trouble.
Yeah, and like I said, there's no way to get from here to like Boston, Massachusetts. You can't drive from Seattle to Boston with a load of weed.
Probably
You
not.
could go through Canada though, you know?
You can't take weed into Canada.
Why not? Weed's legal in Canada. It's gonna be.
Take weed into Canada.
This is a funny
I
conversation.
think they may ban you from Canada. if you try to take weed there.
That's awesome.
They're like, no, you must buy our weed.
You must buy our weed, eh?
A lot of Irish Canadians there.
Yeah, you must buy our weed, eh? If you're gonna go down the only road in Canada, the only road in Canada.
So yeah, anyway, man, yeah, those were my news stories.
Those
for
were
this
your
time
news
around,
stories.
so-
All right. I got a new phone, but then all my jokes and everything were on the old phone. So I was like, "Yay! I get my jokes, and now I don't have my jokes, but I'll do my. You know what? So anyhow, I had 10 jokes, 20. I had like 10, 15 jokes. I was going to tell you, and now I'm going to have to pull them out of my ass.
So they're gonna be shitty.
I hope not. I'm going to do my best here. All right. So you got your jokes. You're good to go.
Are we doing this points thing again, or are we just telling jokes?
Let's just tell jokes and see who laughs and who don't laugh.
Okay.
You know, and I'm gonna bet that I cannot laugh just as much as you can laugh. What kind of battery you got in your phone? Can I jack your battery for a second?
No.
Oh, fuck. I have my jokes on there, dude. That sucks. All right, here's my joke. I said, you know, I was upset because I was thinking about how, I was thinking about how sad I was because, you know, my grandfather can't do what he used to do, you know? Kill the Japanese. No, go ahead. Fine. Your turn. You got an advantage this week.
I only brought 3 jokes, so
Okay, you don't have much of an advantage.
that way you don't have to pull too much shit out of your ass. What did the maxi pad say to the fart?
What?
You're the wind beneath my wings.
Ew, that's a nasty joke. I don't know that I'll keep that.
You're laughing though.
All right. Oh man, I'm trying to think here. Here's one that I liked. It takes me a little bit to tell. So, this is more, let me get the reaction from you as I tell it. Says, an old man goes to the lingerie store to buy his wife a gift. And he walks up to the counter and he tells the little girl, I want something sexy. And price is not an issue. So she runs to the back and she comes back with this sexy little nightie that's lace and frilly and everything else. She said that'd be $200. The old man says, no, I want something better than that. So she runs to the back again and comes up with this thong and bra set that are just really, really lacy and kind of see-through. And she says that'll be $300. He says, no, I want something better than that. So she runs to the back again and she gets this mesh see-through stringy, don't even know it's there thing, and she brings it forward and says that'll be $500. The old man says that's the one I want. Wrap it up. I'll take it. He gets it and he goes home to his wife and he gives her the gift and he says, go upstairs, open it up, try it on, and let me see what you look like. So the old lady takes the gift upstairs and she unwraps it and she sees this mesh stringy, you really don't even know it's there thingy, and she finds this receipt for $500. And she says, wow, his eyesight ain't what it used to be. What I'll do is I'll set this to the side. I'll just walk to the top of the stairs naked. He won't know the difference, and then tomorrow I'll take this back and get $500. So sure enough, that's what she does. She just strips down naked and walks to the top of the stairs, and the old man's jaw just drops. He says, wow, that's amazing. That's gorgeous, but you'd think for $500 they would have ironed it. Let it out.
Nope.
Nope. I like that one. All right, go ahead. What's the next one you got? That took a while to get there too, didn't it? I put a lot of characters into that joke. There was a little girl behind the sales counter running to the back and... Go ahead.
What is 6.9?
A good thing, interrupted by a period. All right. Here's another old one that I remember, and... I think this discusses a lot about the medical field in particular and the advances we have in technology. But the joke is a farmer goes to the doctor and he says, my elbow hurts. The doctor gives him a cup and he says, just take this home. Fill the cup and bring it back and I'll tell you what's going on. And the farmer, he kind of looks at the doctor and he says, you're kidding me, right? The doctor said, no, just take a cup. We have amazing technology nowadays. And bring it back tomorrow. So the old farmer, he goes home and he says, God, this is stupid. This guy's kidding me. And he gives the cup to his son and he says, son, do me a favor, pee in the cup. And his son goes and he pees in the cup. The farmer, he takes the cup and he takes it to his wife and he tells his wife, hey, pee in the cup. She pees in the cup for him. And the farmer, he walks out to his tractor and he takes the oil plug out and he drains a little bit of oil into the cup. Then he goes and he sits under the maple tree and he jacks off and he just shoots a load right into the cup. And then the next morning he gets up and he takes a cup back to the doctor and he says, "There you go, Doc. Figure out what's going on." Doc says, "Come back in a week." Farmer goes home, comes back in a week, and the doctor opens his report up and tells him, "Hey, hate to tell you, your son's gay, your wife's having an affair, your tractor needs an oil change, and the reason your elbow hurts is because you keep jacking off under the oak tree."
That's a good one.
That's a good one. There you go. Well, I guess that sounds. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
So,
Fucking hey, dude. What's the best food you like to eat while stoned, man? What would you say stoner food number one? Okay, anytime. How about I'll even narrow it down. Let me narrow it down. The best flavor of ice cream while stoned.
I don't know. I'm not a big ice cream person.
Oh.
I'll probably go Rocky Road because that's my favorite ice cream. But
all right.
No, dude.
There it is. There's that fucking. You see that
Magnum bars.
Oh yeah, Choco Tacos.
White chocolate Magnum bar.
You ever had Choco Tacos?
They're okay.
They're okay.
A Magnum bar is amazing. They're ridiculously expensive, but damn, they are good. Those are so good.
All right, folks. Well, I think we fucking devolved down into a goddamn stoner guy. The weed we smoked this week was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
Give a shout.
We had a couple of pre-rolls here. They are hash infused giggle stick.
Hash infused giggle sticks.
Total THC 38.79%. Manufactured December of 2017. So
very
just
good.
a few months ago.
Yeah, again. So like I say, remember to look at that expiration date, folks. Between anything over 6 months, you're looking at the potency on the marijuana will start going down, and anything over a year, you're probably better off without. So, hope you learned something here today. This is Chronic Happenings. I am your host, Bumbershoot, here with the licking lizard himself, Dank McPuffins.
See y'all later.
Remember to like and subscribe. And again, for advertisers, for the right amount, your name goes here. Ha ha.